Yo, disclaimer, we don't take ourselves seriously, neither should you.
Ready? Hello, friends. How you been?
How have you been? This is episode 5 now? Yeah?
I don't know. We keep filming episodes and then deciding we don't like them and then reshooting them.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
We haven't uploaded any of them yet. You know whose fault that is? It's completely mine. But this is the first episode I'm filming with the MacBook. I've got myself a new laptop. I've got all the editing stuff that I need. So those will be coming soon. And then you'll get a lot of Blahdidah at once. You can binge it. You can binge us. That's what you want. That's, what we need right now.
Especially in the times that we're living in. Still lockdown.
What's news, Luna?
Well, I'm good. I'm not just okay. I'm good. Things are looking pretty positive in my life. In like one area that kind of like overshines the rest. There are obviously things that like aren't great right now, given like my insert here what situation is. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm still employed. I don't have coronavirus. I've got family. I've got friends. I've got you. And I've got Dan. And everything's great. It's fine. Just maybe slightly sexually frustrated, but that's fine.
Yes. I feel like that's all of us right now. All of us are being what the kids are calling COVID blocked, which is fun. That's great. That's excellent.
You're either like COVID blocked or you're like fucking your partner all the time because you live with them and there's literally nothing else to do because you're in fucking lockdown.
Yeah. And but I am enjoying having a bed to myself, which is nice.
Can't relate.
Yeah. No, nothing's really new with me. I'm still working. I'm still doing my thing and I really enjoy my job. It's given me a lot more purpose. It's brought me a lot of joy. I've gotten used to doing like working over Zoom and adjusted like my methods. So that's good. I'm thriving, I'm very fortunate to be thriving. I feel like I'm thriving. Yeah, I'm working out. I'm one more run away from running 100 kilometers this month. And I haven't done that since like October. It's April now.
That's good.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. And then October through till now, I just didn't. Shit happened to me. I just didn't. And now I'm just doing it and feeling good.
What workouts? Do you just like go running or do you do like home workouts as well?
I do a lot of yoga videos. So I've got a Gaia subscription for people that are down with Gaia, which is like the Netflix of spirituality is what it is. So it's a lot of aliens and all of that, like lots of different documentary, but it's just loads of stuff and then meditations and a lot of yoga as well. So a lot of their yoga is very meditation based as well, which I like more than just YouTube yoga videos because I'm sure there are some good ones, but a lot of the time they're really short, like let's get skinny like yoga videos, and I'm just like, nah, I like it when it's like your mind is involved as well and it's about making your mind healthy as well as being absolutely fucked on my body because yoga is fucked.
Well, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah,
like the whole point of yoga and meditation is to have that mind matter body experience rather than just like, oh my god, let's get in, let's drink nothing but tea and do yoga and maybe have a celery stick for dinner.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I'm good. I'm doing that and it's a good time. I've been drinking a lot more because it's a lot easier to have a hangout over Zoom when you're drinking. Also, I feel like we're all collectively like subconsciously like panicking and hibernating, especially because we're all staying home. So we don't even realize. And like I I begin to see it after it's already happened, that I'm eating more frequently, drinking more frequently. And I feel like because my body's at home, in my mind, I'm like, there is disaster. So I'm like stocking up for the winter. Like there's hard times ahead. So like my body's just trying to adapt to that, because it actually is fucked out there. And I'm trying to like, I'm going into some kind of new survival mode.
I mean, it is almost winter here in Australia as well. So, and by Australia, I mean Melbourne, because that's basically the only place in Australia where it's actually winter. But
there is Tasmania, but they're basically New Zealand. Those lucky
basically,
bastards.
Yeah. Maybe we should all move to Tasmania. Maybe not.
I don't know if they'll have us. Okay,
Nah.
so let's have a look at.
Yeah, we're gonna try and stick to points.
We are
this time. Obviously, we're gonna like
catch
flow.
ups are done. Yep.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna like let it flow and be organic, but like we feel like last time we did one, we kind of just went on a massive tangent for like
it's been like the last 4 episodes. We're gonna try our best this time.
We're gonna try and do an organized thing, but I mean, you wouldn't want it to be 100% organized, because otherwise it just wouldn't be like us having a conversation. Because if you were ever to have a conversation with either of us in person, you would realize that we are both batshit crazy in our own rights, and just it's everywhere. No flow.
No flow. Are we doing it? Yes.
All
right. Okay.
Go with the flow. On the screen.
Okay, I want to dive into this one first, because I want to know what you meant by this talking point, and I know that you've got some like framework for it, whereas I'm reading it, I'm like, ooh, conformity and comfortability.
Oh, okay. So, do you think that there is a difference, like where I don't know. I don't think, like, when you look at us and I mean, we're obviously different kinds of, but like when normal, regular people look at people like you and me, do you think they would see like the norm? Or do you think that, or is there no norm these days? I mean, in an ideal world, I would like to believe that, but I still think they're considered like, sorry, started drinking cocktails too early. There is like, I don't know, like you've got like your baseline for what conformity is. And do you think that by conforming, you are like, you're just being comfortable, or would you rather sacrifice being comfortable? Oh no, would you rather sacrifice conforming to feel more comfortable? Because I know a shitload of people in my life anyway who have conformed to what is normal, or what society expects, or what their family, or what XY, or whatever their individual situation is, expects from them. But then they lose who they actually are as a person. And I know I've been in situations where I've conformed to said situation. We can use relationships as an example. Like, I've sacrificed part of myself for relationships to make the other person feel more comfortable and to conform to what your standard kind of a relationship is. But I have then lost touch of that part of myself, which has taken a really fucking long time to get back post that relationship. And it's just like, and I mean, again, relationships are just an example. There are plenty of other situations in life, like with family and work and all of that. Like, but then like you add all of that together. Are you conforming in your relationship? Are you conforming in your workplace? Are you conforming in your family life? If you conform in all of that, then are you actually like comfortable, or are you trying to make yourself feel comfortable for everyone else. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It totally does. Because I feel like I felt most comfortable not conforming.
Same.
I'm comfortable with myself. However, when I'm in situations when I feel like I obviously don't conform, I feel so uncomfortable. And that happens a lot when I'm around girls.
Like, explain that.
Like the time I went out to the emo club with you and the other stunningly gorgeous girl that we know, and y'all looked so hot. Y'all had your faces beat. Y'all looking cute as fuck. And I don't do those things. And I know I'm cute. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think that I'm like not cute or anything. I just don't. I feel really underdressed, and then at those moments I feel like I'm not doing what all girls are always doing. And the same thing goes for when I'm going out with my sister's friends. They all do the same thing. They all wear these clothes that I wouldn't wear, and they all do their makeup in a way that I could not even fathom knowing where to start. The biggest thing with makeup is like my skin tone changes color every like 20 minutes. Like, I just can't afford to have that many shades of foundation, and once that's out the window, like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I can't do it. So that's where that mostly comes from. So, but like, I see it, I'm like, you're fucking stunning. And that's not to say that I think that I look ugly in those moments, but it's the equivalent of like, and it's like, you're wearing heels and I'm wearing sneakers. Like, it's like rocking up in trapeze and everyone's in tuxes. Like, that's how I feel in those situations. And even though I feel uncomfortable if I were to do like make myself look like you, because it's not how I choose to look, I still feel uncomfortable because I'm not conforming. Because I feel like I look out of place.
Well, would you rather feel comfortable within yourself or comfortable in the situation? Because I think that that's kind of like the point of the whole like of it, really, because you have a certain level of comfortability, I feel, within yourself that I know I definitely don't have, and I know other people who I know don't have. Like, you can like literally be like, yeah, I'm beautiful, yeah, I'm gorgeous, and obviously not every single person all the time feels like that, but like 9 times out of 10, even if you don't necessarily feel like that, you are able to convince yourself still, even when you feel like shit, that you are those things. And that is fucking incredible. And like, I admire you so much for being able to do that. But like, I can't do that. And I feel that maybe because I don't have that sense of control over myself and like my brain, and this could be totally different for other people, but that's why I go to the extent that I do with like my makeup and everything like that. Obviously it's my style, but everyone does it to their own fucking this, that, or the other. But yeah, I think maybe I overcompensate, maybe, or I don't know. I paint myself exactly and dress myself exactly how I want to be seen by others. And I'm like so fussy. Like, you know how long I take to get ready. And like this girl that I work with as well, I was like, we weren't even going anywhere like important. I just had like a little bit of makeup on, and I literally spent like 20 minutes like pulling like bits of my ponytail out because I wanted it to be like exactly what like I had in my head. And she was just like sitting there being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we're literally going down the road to get a coffee or whatever we were doing. And I'm like, no, I know, but like, it's gotta like, I have to have it sitting like this for me to be able to feel comfortable within myself. I don't know.
You're beautiful. But like, I know that it's not the same as you saying it to yourself, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
You know the things. It's interesting to me that someone who looks as amazing as you doesn't feel it, you know? That's
yeah, well, I
bizarre to
mean,
me.
I say that about like other people. I think it's like we are our own worst critics.
Yeah.
It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Would you rather feel comfortable, or would you rather conform? Like, generally speaking.
I feel like I'd rather feel comfortable. And I feel like the times where I'm not feeling comfortable because I'm not conforming is because I'm not entirely comfortable. Like, yeah, I am 98% of the way there, but that other 2% comes out. It comes out a lot, and then it's like all I can think about. And then I'm my own worst critic, and I'm tearing apart like all these little things. And then I've got my other beautiful friends who like to very much tell me about how I defeminize myself, because I actually, in a lot of ways, have like low self-esteem about my body. And that's why in some ways I defeminize myself, because I'm trying to like be like, I guess, dismissive of these things that I'm actually insecure about.
Wow.
And it's like when gorgeous girl called me the fuck out when she said that. I was like, oh shit, like, yes, first and foremost, I want to feel comfortable. I don't like wearing heels because they aren't comfortable. I can't dance as hard as I can, and I like dressing how I dress.
Practice makes perfect, but
yeah.
yes.
So I used to be really good at that. I don't know, like, I started wearing Doc Martens, and that's all I wore, and I haven't been able to like adjust how I walk back to that. I'll get there. I've got little ankle boots. I'm working my way up, you know. So
Don't let your dreams be dreams, Dan.
yeah, I'll get there. Yeah, I think that I've been having a lot of dreams, actually, because I told you I'd keep a dream journal. I told you this.
No, you didn't tell me that.
When I stopped doing certain recreational things that make you stop having dreams, when I stopped that, trippy dreams. So I started keeping a dream journal right next to my bed, and it's got me like really remembering all my dreams. And something that happens a lot is I'm always trying on dresses. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they don't, but there's like a reoccurring thing at the moment, and it looks it up, and it's about trying to like reclaim your femininity and like all of that. So that's definitely something that I know I'm like trying to come back to. I'm looking at all the baggy as fuck t-shirts that I have, and I'm like, I'm not actually okay wearing these anymore. I don't think I want to dress like this anymore. So I'm like tying my shirts up like I used to, and I'm like I want to go shopping. I want to like, I'll buy online stuff, but like I'd rather just go on and try stuff on and like head to
and
a
shopping
Westfield
online is really fucking hard too at the moment. Like, I mean, I don't even know what size I am half the time. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, even within like Australian stores only, like there's one particular store that may or may not start with a B, that in their pants I will fit, like their full like trouser, like waist cut pants, I will fit like a 6 to an 8. But then their shorts, which are the exact same material, I have to fit like a 12 will only fit me.
Yeah.
But then it'll be like so big around like the top part of the waist, like this much, but then the rest of it will all fit me like a glove.
Yeah.
And then like that's within the same brand. Then you like switch brands. Like I've heard another one that starts with D. Is really difficult to like find as well, and they like obviously stock a couple of brands within like that one thing, but even like one of the one brands with under that company, like I've got a friend in Queensland who's more like, she's short, but she's not overweight, even though she thinks she's overweight, but she isn't like a stick, but she's not overweight. And she is similar. Like, she'll fit like a size 8 in some dresses, and then other dresses that are cut like slightly differently, she'll be like a 12 to 14.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you know the brand that I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's so many. And then, yeah, definitely. I know that one's a big one. I'm just like, what am I wearing?
Yeah.
But yeah. How did we get to dress sizes? Conformity. It's fucked.
Do you think though that...
Go on. What do I think?
I was going to say that, like, with your reclaiming your femininity, do you think that's to do with, oh, Jesus. Sorry, not trying to make sound effects.
No, it's fine.
Or smash my wine glass. Do you think that the reason you started wearing those baggy clothes was trying to defeminize yourself, or do you think it was because of something else? If you don't want to talk about this, because it is potentially a heavy topic.
I felt like, one, I didn't feel like I wanted to attract the male gaze as much. So that was a thing, and that's definitely... But
why do you think you didn't want to attract the male gaze as much?
Because I was in a relationship, and I had the tendency to have male friends that often started noticing my femininity, and that really got in the way of our friendships. So just didn't want to deal with that, because I don't like losing friends. So you
sacrificed...
It's just a part of it. It's a tiny part of it. It's like a bunch of reasons why.
But I mean, the fact that you felt like you had to put part of yourself on the shelf, so to speak, because men couldn't handle a female.
Yeah. I
makes
think
me kind of a little bit mad.
Yeah, like, don't let it get you too mad, because it's literally a much smaller piece of the pie. Like, it happened around the time that I started falling in love with Billie Eilish and her style. And what I loved about her is that she's feminine. She's absolutely a girl. No one can say that she's a tomboy or nothing, because she's not.
Yeah.
She just wears baggy clothes, and you look at her and you know that she's a girl, and she's so pretty. And I still really like that, about how I could rock really like baggy shirts, but you look at me and there's a girl, and I'm still really fucking pretty. Like, you can't take that away from me. Like, I'm a girl. Like,
you're so fucking gorgeous.
Thank you. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that it was the part of my life where I was like, I'm a musician first. I'm not straight or a girl or this or that. The other label that I'm giving myself is that I'm a musician. So that's what I'm going to focus on.
Right.
I'm going to focus on my music. And it's after coming out of that where I'm like, I'm actually blocking off so much of myself by not acknowledging the myriad of things that I am on top of being a musician. So I think that's why I'm trying to come back to it, because I first and foremost, I'm a musician, but I'm a teacher, and I'm a woman, and I am so many other things apart from just a musician. Like,
absolutely.
So, and I am trying to, I think after a while of doing that, I became very disconnected from my body, and I indirectly started being ashamed of my body, by me just hiding it all the time and not like actually like, I guess, like flexing in the way that you would, like, not just like, yes. And in me not doing that, I ended up just kind of like getting more and more down and like reclused into myself in that area. And then I think that's a lot. I'm trying to kind of reclaim my space back and kind of own my body parts and be okay with them and not feel like they're just there underneath my shoulders and disconnected from myself because I don't acknowledge them under all of these clothes, you know?
Yeah. That kind of gets back to like the whole like conformity and comfortability thing too, though. Like, every single person, regardless of your gender or what you identify as, like, you need to feel comfortable within yourself And if you want to like show that in X, Y, or Z way, then you should be able to do that. Like, if you want to dress more conservative because that's how you feel confident, you should be able to do that. And we shouldn't have to fucking, like, I mean, again, Billie Eilish, like, one of the main reasons she says that she dresses the way that she does is exactly what you just said. Like, she wants to be seen as a musician, not as like some hot bitch who can sing. And then, like, I think it was maybe a couple of weeks ago, I saw there was like an article, or like she posted some photos of herself in like a bikini on Instagram, like, and everyone was calling her a whore. And it's just like, one, she's like, what, 19 years old, not even 20. Two, she wears baggy shorts and baggy t-shirts all the time, and everyone gives her shit because they say she looks like a boy. And then the first time she does like show something, and it wasn't even like a full like, oh, look at me, I'm so hot, like I've got my boobs out, like kind of a thing, as I say, as my tits are literally falling out my shirt. But it was like, she was like in the water. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It was a while ago. She said it's like a promo thing, and it's like she was like undressing, but she was underwater. Like, you'd never actually see her boobs, even though she was like taking her clothes off, and she was just like, she's incredible. She's just
like, and I mean, that in itself, like, that whole concept is fucking like mind-blowing. But the fact that she was getting criticized for doing exactly what everyone wanted her to do,
you got like just, it's so disgusting that like she finally she's an adult now. She's over 18. You've got 15, 16-year-olds in bikinis on TikTok doing TikTok dances. I feel so fucking uncomfortable looking at these minors in it. I get that it's a bikini, but like, to me, that's the same like coverage as lingerie. And I'm so happy to see a fine ass girl in lingerie. She's over 18 years old. I feel like I'm looking at child pornography if I'm looking at that at a younger age, and especially when they're just like, and then the fact that they take off, like they delete Lizzo's videos when she's dancing in her bikini because she's like a bigger, and they tend to do that. That's TikTok. Whatever.
It is funny because like when I was 16, I used to like,
of course
don't
you did.
at me.
I'm sorry,
but I used to put like photos of, like, I always hated like below like my boobs, like, and like there would never be a photo of me online like from like this exact angle that I'm at right now. Funny. But like nothing lower than that, because like I was really self-conscious on my stomach and my legs and my like whole like down region. Like, I just was not a fan of it. I'm still not a huge fan of it. I'm getting there, but I'm not a huge fan. And I used to like put photos up in like a bra on my like MySpace, on my Instagram.
I was about to say MySpace is gonna be the word.
Yeah. And such a thing, queen.
I love
it. I really, really wasn't. I was a really big loser. But I thought I was like, I don't see, again, when I did that then, I wasn't trying to be comfortable. I was trying to conform to what like my peers were doing, what was seen to be like the cool thing. Like, I just really fucking wanted friends. Like, I just really wanted to be like accepted as part of like that group. And so to be accepted, I made myself into a version of something that I wasn't at the time. And now I like think back on it and I'm like, man, what if some like 60-year-old like man had seen those photos and like used them for something? Like, I mean, that can still happen now, and like, yeah, that's pretty fucking rank to think about. But like, I'm an adult. Like, I'm thinking about that risk now.
Yes.
As an adult. But as a child or a teenager, you don't think about that. But then when you're a teenager, you're like, oh, I'm hot shit. Like, I can just do whatever I want. Like, I'm basically an adult. No, you're not basically an adult.
But I think it must be hard. You've got people like Cardi B and every other like singer dressing in like next to nothing, and they're all wearing their bikinis and they're over 18, but they've got all this clout. And you've got Doja Cat just out there being like this fine ass thing, wearing just string, you know? That like, and it's all social media stuff. Like, I understand that. Okay, so from something I've realized that really frustrates me now is that when guys talk about my ass, and I realize that it frustrates me. Like, yes, got a fantastic butt, cool, great. But the reason why it frustrates me in a lot of contexts is that I spent a long time rewiring my brain to not think that my worth lies in like the sexual pleasure that I can give to men. And it's from a really young age that girls are taught that this is what you do. This is where your worth lies. And so when you're a teenager, you are trying to use that. And it like makes me sick because I'll be on like a free streaming website. All of the ads on the side are like hot Asian girls in your area and they're their tits out or whatever. And it's just, I was exposed to that from a young age. I didn't even realize what it was. But like that just shows you, and it's in TV and like music videos and everything. But from the youngest age, you are taught your worth and your value is how sexually attractive you are to guys. That's it. And so of course there's these young girls posing themselves, trying to show their worth. That's what we're all trying to do on social media. We're just trying to show our worth, you know?
Validate me.
Exactly. So I don't even blame them, and I'm not going to get frustrated with them. I'm just saying it makes me feel like
it's our society.
It's fucked.
That it made that, has made it go the way that it has. Oh, I don't know. Humans are actually parasites. Yeah. Like I said, I swear to God, I said this all day today as I was doing my 30 minutes of essential exercise. Like, it was just like, we have done so much damage to not only the planet, but each other. Like, we are an actual parasite on everything that we come into contact with. Like, obviously there will be some good humans, for example, yourself. And then I could name a few others, but I don't want to right now. But like, that actually do want to do good or have like been made aware of what they've done previously, and so now they're doing everything that they actively can to either, we can't undo something that you've done, but like make a difference to better what they were originally doing before, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, but there are still too many people who just don't do that.
Yeah. And I think it's because we're like, the media and the powers that be that, you know, govern us, they've got us convinced that like we just are alone and we are divided, and that like it's normal to not care about each other, and it's normal to not care about each other's well-beings. It's normal to think like we should only be looking out for Australia. Australia is the most important. No. We are not any more or any less important than any other country, and we are not just here to look out for ourselves. We're here to look out for everyone. Just because I'm a person here doesn't mean I'm like someone in a different country is like not as important. No. Global citizens. Yeah. And like they've just got us all convinced that it's all for ourselves, and even like how we all operate, it's company per company, and we're just going to look out for ourselves. Like, why are we not? We're just all convinced that like we're not connected, and we are so connected. We need to treat each
I feel
other
like we talked
are.
about this like in one of the other episodes that we may or may not upload. I can't remember, but like where we talked about like one planet, one nation, or one nation, one planet, something like that. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that actually already like a political thing that like people are doing? But like it's not like an actual good one. Like people are just going about it the real wrong way. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting my things confused. But that should be a thing. But then again, like there are so many fucking people on the planet now.
Yes. Yeah.
Even if we were to get to the point of like where there were to be that kind of like setup, would we actually be able to do that?
No,
because there are so many of us. Like how would that be a thing? And then you can always say, oh, you could do something like the UN, but like the UN is fucked.
Yeah. No, I think that the trouble lies in thinking that you can govern countries. No. Like the answers lie in small communities. You have small communities that take care of themselves. Like it needs to be small, tight-knit communities where everyone knows each other and works for each other. And you can govern small communities in so beautiful. I love that you're adjusting your makeup. But you can take care of small communities, and you can address everyone's problem if you're working within your means. Okay. Australia is too big to have like one set of rules for like everyone, and even just like it's not America's too big. Like it just, the answers lie in small like communities that are self-aware of themselves and are working towards the greater good of that community, because Australia as a whole is not working towards Australia as a whole. We know that. Are you working towards a better Australia? No. Am I working towards a better Australia? No. What I am working towards is to make my small community great, and I might be one out of the 50% of the people that acknowledge that they're trying to make their community great, and I'm doing it a very, very tiny way, and that's because my job indirectly means that I have to give a shit about my community, and I probably wouldn't as much if I didn't have a job where that was kind of like what I had to do. But if we had smaller communities where there was that awareness of like we're all working for each other, it would govern a lot better. We could take care of the people that need the help a lot better because we'd be aware of it. We'd have the resources that we would build ourselves to take care of our people. We take care of the people within our little area. And if everyone takes care of their people within their little area, like we're just letting these homeless people, like we're just not giving a fuck about them because they don't belong anywhere or to anyone. Let them belong somewhere, you know?
That is a whole other fucking issue. Like the way that homeless people are treated is just absolutely disgusting. Like, I mean, there's a different like set of rules. Obviously, when you've been homeless for a long period of time, I myself have personally never been homeless. Thank God. Like, I'm blessed that I've never been in that position, but I know people who have, a few people who have, and it's completely different from what we have as like normal life here. Like there's rules on the streets from what I understand of it. I don't know what those rules are, but I mean, even if we did have smaller communities, I don't know, again, based off what little I know about how it works when you are homeless, if that would actually help, because it's like a whole society within another society. And from what you were saying, it kind of seems like you want to not add another layer.
No, I don't. I don't want that. I don't want there to be another. I don't want it to be societies within these society. No, I want to abolish the governing thing, and I want everyone within these 3 suburbs to be taking care of ourselves. And then, of course, abolish, like, get rid of what borders are. Nah, that's not a thing. You shouldn't be fucking controlled. Like, no, it just, you can't control that many people. You can't have one group of people governing the planet. You can't have one fucking person governing all of Australia. No.
Especially not Scott fucking Morrison.
No. Like the biggest I'll be okay with is like Victoria being its own little community, but I still think that's too big. Yeah. It's got to be like Melbourne and Geelong, and then they'll have their own, there'll be a little prime minister of Melbourne, you know?
That'd be cute.
Yes.
Holy shit. Like, I mean, obviously Melbourne and New South Wales have two of the biggest like populations in Australia when it comes to like statewide. But if we were just doing like a size comparison, like WA is like basically half of the fucking country as one state.
Yeah,
like,
split it in half.
That's a fucking joke.
Yeah, but like I feel like the population's less, isn't it? Well, maybe WA would be like less. WA is just like, that's what I mean. If they've got so much land, they've got so much less people, like their rules should be different from Victoria's. It's a different fucking place. I feel like they are though. Aren't they? But then why are they having to like, Scott Morrison just needs to, I'm over the government. I'm over all governments. It's just wrong. We're so disconnected and divided, and
we just need to become more organic.
That's it.
I think we just need to get more in touch with like who we actually are as human beings. Like we're like, oh, we're this evolved species. No, we're fucking animals.
Mm-hmm.
We are literally more evolved monkeys.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get down to it, like breaking it down to a real level, we are monkeys.
The monkeys. And do you know what all animals do? Do you know what wolves do and lions do? Fucking elephants do? Do they form little governments to run thousands of them? No. They travel in fucking packs. That's what they do. They get a few of them together and just enough where like the three people at the top can control everyone and take care of everyone and protect the weakest. You know? Fuck. We are animals. We should be treating ourselves like that and like acknowledging each other. I feel like monkeys don't just walk past each other like, I don't even fucking know who you are. You're a stranger. No. Or like dogs. Dogs are the biggest example. They never just walk past a dog. They're just like, what the fuck is up? Hi, I acknowledge that you're a dog. I'm a dog too. Isn't that so awesome? Let's just look at each other. People don't
Holy
do
shit.
that.
Do you know how many car accidents I got into yesterday? Like I wasn't driving. But do you know how many times I nearly died in a car yesterday? Because the fucking drivers of said cars were too busy fucking looking at dogs. Like, it was a wild time to be Luna yesterday.
Anxiety at a high point? Yes.
Oh my god. Oh, fucking. Anyway. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Just went to a real place when you mentioned dogs.
Dogs are great. Okay.
Dogs are great. I want a dog.
I want a dog too. Are we moving on to another talking point? Is that where we're at? Okay.
If you're feeling it, we're going with the flow. We'll move on to another one and we'll flow through the next.
Ready. All right. Facing fears / stepping outside your comfort zone.
No, I did this today.
Let's go. Let's go.
I hate surprises.
Really?
Hate them. Hate it. You know how much of a control freak I am.
Yeah.
I hate surprises. And to do my 30 minutes of exercise today, I got a call that was like, hey, we're going on a surprise 30 minutes of exercise. So like an undisclosed location, which is fine. Mm-hmm. And I was like, cool. Where are we going? It's a surprise. But where are we going? No, it's a surprise. I'm like, okay, well.
But no. Where are we going?
It was like, but then I like managed to like scrape the few little bits of control that I could out of the situation. I was like, okay, well, what do I wear? Like, give me some idea about like what do I wear? Because like, you know, if we're gonna go like fucking hiking, I need to wear like
activewear, yeah,
hiking equipment. Or if we're going for like a casual stroll, then I can wear like, you know, Connie's and a cute skirt and a top. And, you know?
Yeah.
And I was told that it was more the Connie's and a cute skirt location rather than like fucking hiking up mountains. But we did actually go to mountains. But regardless of that, I like to be in control.
We know. Yeah.
What about you?
Do you like stepping outside?
Yeah, do you like stepping outside your comfort zone?
Like, yeah. I like stepping outside my comfort zone if I feel like I'm going to injure my hands. I'm pretty fucking not down. My hands are important to me for guitar and piano and just life in general. But specifically, if I feel like I'm going to take a big fall and like land on my hands. So skateboarding was a thing that I tried to get into really hard, but I just couldn't push myself to go very fast because I was terrified I was going to fall on my hands. But I'm pretty up for whatever. I'm not afraid to make a dick of myself. I like when someone just wants to I like it when someone wants to take control and is like, we're doing this. And I think that's because I'm always left. It's like I take control and I'm so used to that when it's like recreational activities because I'm the one who's left to do that or else we don't do cool stuff.
Yeah. See, I don't know. See, I completely get what you're saying there though. Like, you're normally the one to make decisions. So you like other people making the decisions. Yeah.
I feel like in a lot of my work, I'm like very authoritative. So I just want people to take that off me and like, you can do it.
But do you feel like there's a difference between like making decisions and like stepping outside your comfort zone? Because I do. I think because I don't like making decisions, but I'm a control freak. And I hate stepping outside my comfort zone.
I like it. I think it's fun.
Oh, I enjoy it when I do it. But like the concept of it to me is just like, no.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
I think I get that way.
That's why it's better.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say that's why it's better when like it happened like it did today.
Yeah.
When person was just like, yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes. And I was kind of just like, oh, okay.
You got no choice. You have to
exactly.
deal with it. That's cool though.
Yeah.
That this person is just kind of forcing you out of your comfort zone in a way that I think that you probably need because not to say that you need that, but in a way that it's like it ends up being a positive thing for you. So I don't feel like you jumping out of your comfort zone is going to be a thing that's like, it's not a fixture. It's not something that is a constant about Luna, you know? It's a positive thing. I think that's a good thing that the universe is kind of sending your way to help you kind of like expand your horizons.
But the universe is sending my way or that you manifested for me?
We're doing it together. You know, we're in the universe are doing it together. It's the one and the same. But yeah, I definitely feel like for me, a thing that's really hard for me to step out of my comfort zone with is improvising in front of people, like certain people, like in musically. Sometimes I get really shy about, sometimes I get really intimidated by people and I just do not want to sing or improvise in front of them. And it's weird because when I'm in front of my students, and even if I think my students are like incredibly more talented in a lot of different ways than I am, because I have a lot of students that just have so many things going on. I'm just like, damn, I wish I could do vocal runs like that, you know? but I feel like there's just this, I don't know, I'm comfortable, or there's this level of like authority or hierarchy there that I feel comfortable doing that. And so if I feel like I'm at the lower part of the hierarchy, I feel really intimidated and I don't quite open up in the way that I wish I could. And I find myself in situations where I'm just not vocal enough. I'm trying to change that about myself and just like jump in, because I know that with any of that improvisation stuff or anything to do with like getting outside of your comfort zone, like it's actually fine once you jump in the water. Like you'll adjust. Like it's actually getting there that's the hardest part, but once you do it, everything's fine. She probably found out about being out of control for a second. Once you were in it, you're like, oh, this is
yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. But it's that initial, like, that's why I'm either like I'm a very go hard or go home person. Like I'm either all in or I'm all out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't like just like dip my toe in the water first. Like I've got to dive into the fucking water, otherwise I'm never getting in. Like I don't ease into things very well. If I try to ease into things, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna fucking bail out of it. Like I don't know. When was the last time you think you confronted one of your fears?
Oh, okay. So the last time I confronted one of my fears, I think you know what I'm going to say, was that when I made the decision to not be in a relationship anymore, because I know that my biggest fear is like, and my deep down to my core fear is being alone. Like I don't want to be alone. That's it's something that like very much affects all of my relationships, my relationship with you, with any of my friends, and like my family as well, and especially the partners that I'm with. I've known this for a really long time. I just kind of got to a point where I feel like I was in a place where my spirit and the universe and everything was like, no, you're ready now. You can face this now. And so I decided that I was going to be alone and face that and conquer all of those things and get rid of all of those other things about my character that I wasn't okay with, how reactive I was and how I would cling to certain things or push other things away because of this fear of being alone. So I was like, let's do it. Let's face the thing that I really don't want to fucking face. And I made myself be alone. And it's fine. It's great. It's awesome. I'm thriving. I'm happy. I'm really, really happier than I've been in a really long time. Happy with myself.
Well, that's good.
It's good.
Do you think you'll lose that if you end up getting back in a relationship? I feel like I've mentioned this to you before. But
it's a good question
or
for
do you
you to be
think,
asking right now, though. Like I am terrified that if I get into something new, that I'm actually not ready to do that, because I don't know if I'm stable enough here. I don't know if I'm going to go back to like the kind of person that I was when I'm in a relationship. And I feel like I'm being so myself right now. And I'm like just actively within my own mind. And I'm scared of what I will become going back into that dynamic. And I want to feel safe in occupying my own mind before I let someone else into my space. So it's a big fear of mine, because I know it'll affect me, but it'll also affect them. If I am bringing shit into a relationship, like I just don't want to do that. I've done that so many times where I've brought my shit into it, and I've seen it be like such a bad influence on them as well. I've seen it break them as well as break me, and I just don't want to do it. So yeah, but I'm proud of myself for facing my fear, and
it's so good that you're aware of that too. Like not a lot of people are aware of the fact that them bringing shit into the relationship, regardless if they're aware of the fact that they have shit that they're bringing in or not, but actually does affect the other person. They'll be like, oh, I've got this shit, but like that's fine, like that I won't let that affect the other person. And it's like, well, I mean, it does. Like everything that you are is in that relationship with that other person, and same goes for them too. So if both people are like super, or 3 or 4, however many people you're in a fucking relationship with, like are super aware of like what's happening, and that's why communication is so important in the situation that you're in. It makes it a lot easier to actually have like a healthy relationship, regardless of whether it's monogamy or poly or flexi or pescatarian. I don't know, there's too many different labels now.
Too many, yeah.
But like, as long as you're talking about shit and not just doing shit for the sake of like you wanting to feel like you're, I don't know, ticking a box in life, that's something that really concerns me about relationships and people. And it's actually probably a fear of mine when it comes to relationships, is like you, I'm very much afraid of being alone. But I fear that sometimes when, particularly in the past, like when I've been getting into a situation, well, like, yeah, my last relationship, but like all relationships, regardless of how shitty they end up being at the beginning, they always feel amazing. You're always going to be like, oh my God, this person is like the one. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with them. I love them. Like, and those emotions that you feel at that time are so genuine and so pure. But it's not based off a connection. It's based off an idea that you have. And people don't like get that, I don't think. Like that connection with someone that leads to those things grows over time.
Yeah.
It's not there from like the beginning. And like that could grow over like the space of like a month, over 2 months. But as much as love at first sight, I think, is real, you still have to work for it. Like, you can be head over heels with someone when you first see them, but you're head over heels with the idea of them.
Yes.
You're not head over heels with the actual person, because you don't know the actual person. You have no fucking idea who they are. They could be a beautiful person right now, but 5 minutes before you were in that picture, they could have been doing some horrible shit that you didn't know about. And if you had walked in 5 minutes earlier and seen them doing that, would you have a completely different opinion of them? Probably. Like, that's why fucking dating apps are so dangerous. That's why dating in general is just so dangerous, actually. But I mean, it's a risk, and we've all got to play the game, I guess. If you want to be in a relationship. If you don't want to be in a relationship or have a connection with someone in that way, then you don't have to do it. But I don't know. I feel like I do this all the time. I just start talking about
I love it.
Random shit, and then I go on like a 20-minute tangent about absolutely
love
nothing.
Your tangents. Comment below if you fucking love Luna's tangents. Not only is she giving wide words, they follow us. We've got like 30 followers on Instagram. We're good. Look, we're not in this for them. We might address them every now and then, but it's really just, I have fun with you. I have fun with you every single time I do this. I don't care what happens with this podcast because I'm having fun with
That's true.
It's cool.
That's true. I just want to be making sure that I like actually make sense, that regardless of whether anyone else is watching. But sometimes like words come out of my mouth and I'm like, does that make sense? Like, does that actually relate to what I first started talking about? Or am I just like actually saying words right now?
I was so with you up until you just mentioned dating apps, and then my beautiful, wonderful, so distracting Pisces mind was just like whoop thinking about my experience of dating apps.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There was something else that like was on that small little list that we were going to talk about.
All right.
And I think it kind of ties in kind of nicely with what we're talking about now.
We're talking a little bit about past relationships and how that felt. So romanticizing past relationships. That was the other one that you did a little next to. Let's go. Let's follow on your tangent. Tie that boy in.
I just want to say before I start on this, I'm not having a go at anyone in particular.
You are though. You are.
No, but I'm actually not though. I'm literally talking about all of my past relationships. Okay. I'm not gonna like nail it down to like one specific person, because there have been lots of different experiences with my past relationships where both me and them have been absolute fucking cunts. Like, just drop the C-bomb there, maybe bleep that out. But like, but yeah, like, and my last relationship is probably freshest in my mind, so that may come up more often than the other ones, but that's not me saying that they're a bad person at all. I still genuinely think that my ex was a good guy. He just had a lot of shit to deal with, and we just came into that relationship at the wrong fucking time for both of us. But we had some kind of weird thing when it started, and so it didn't really matter that it was the wrong time. But then after like a couple of months, maybe a year, it was like clear that it was the wrong time. But we were both so fucking damaged that neither of us wanted to do anything about it. And so, and I mean, that's, again, that was that one. But then there have been other relationships that I've had in the past where it's been similar to that. Like, again, like I was saying at first, it's like, oh my God, this person is amazing. Like, they're ticking all the boxes, they're saying all the right things. But then time fucking tells.
Yeah.
From both sides, not just the other person. Because like there have been countless things that I've done wrong in all of my relationships that I've been in, every single one of them. No way in hell have I ever been a perfect partner to be with. I'm a fucking pain in the ass. Like, I tell you all the time how much of a control freak I am. Can you imagine dating me? Like, I feel fucking sorry for whoever decides to date me.
I love you,
but like, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure that that was out there, because I don't want any like hard feelings or anything, and I'm sure you'd be like the same with like,
yeah, like, you know,
like you.
Definitely, there are two sides to it. I'm not going to be like, oh, I was perfect in the relationship and you were shit. No. I was just as bad. Yeah. You know, we had our own shit.
Yeah.
But go on. You made your disclaimer. You've made it clear. Now actually say what you are thinking.
So I think that particularly when shit gets hard, after either freshly breaking up with someone, regardless again of who did it, or like not even like fresh, like it can even be like 6 months to a year, even longer. I don't know, it depends on the relationship itself. But you will, when shit gets hard, you will miss that person, and it's difficult because the relationship ended for a reason, regardless of whether it was a mutual breakup or like a shitty breakup. Like, it's not happening for a reason. And if you guys get back together later in life, then you must have fixed that reason, or you've just ignored it, and you should probably fix the reason. But like, I don't know, after things are over and you're going through shit and you're sore and you're tender, you see it through rose-colored glasses. Like, you're not in that situation anymore either. And as humans, we try to forget the bad shit that happened, I feel. You either remember the really bad stuff or the really good stuff. You don't remember the middle things or the, like, kind of shitty, annoying things. You just remember the, X did X to me this day and that made me feel like absolute shit. Or X did X to me this day and, like, I felt amazing. Like, that was the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I don't know, you romanticize this, whether it be, again, the good or the bad. You build up this concept of that relationship in your head and you fall back on that when shit gets hard. And that is just, it's not good.
It is difficult.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Well, I don't even think that difficult is, like, the right adjective to describe it, because, like, it's fucked.
It's
actually fucked.
It's not, like, representative, you know, and we forget that the memories that we have that we're handpicking is not representative of how that relationship actually went. And it's really hard to remember that when we're feeling that, you know.
Handpicking is such a good description as well, because you've got to think about it like a fruit tree, right? Like, you plant the seed in the soil, water it, you fucking do whatever you need to do to the soil. I don't know, I don't garden, I kill plants all the time. But you raise that plant so it grows, and then it blooms fruit. Some of the fruit falls off, some of it gets eaten by fucking bats and bugs and shit like that. And then you'll go out, it's like harvest time, and you pick the fruit that you want from the tree. And then even when you get the fruit that you want, sometimes when you, like, cut it open or you open it up, it will be rotten on the inside. But from the outside, you don't see that. You just see what you wanted to see when you picked the fruit. It's like you're alone on, like, a fucking Friday night or whatever night you and your partner used to go out or do whatever you used to do. And had a bad day at work and you've had one too many glasses of wine and you're, like, thinking, oh man, like, I really miss X. Like, I really want to just talk to someone.
Text your ex. That's what you want to do. You want to text your ex.
Yeah. Well, you don't even, like, at first, before it even gets to that, you're like, oh man, I just really want to talk to someone. Like, I've just had a really shitty day. And this happened to me all the time. And, like, at the end of the relationship, me and my ex didn't even fucking talk that much. Like, it wasn't great. And again, it happened in more than just the most recent one. But, like, I wanted, again, my perspective, I felt like I wanted to communicate with them and I wasn't getting anything back from them. And so it went, like, I was all up in my head all the time. And then obviously relationship ended, blah, 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 blah. So then when I get all up in my head again and I'm fucking lonely because I used to do that about them, but now I don't have them, but it's a feeling I had when I was with them. I go back to thinking about the good times with them and I'm like, fuck, like, I wonder how they're doing. Like, I hope they're okay. And like, that's fine to think about that.
Yes.
But
yes.
don't think about that and then be like, oh, I miss the way that like they would like cuddle up to me, or that they would like fuck me, or they would do X, Y, and Z. Because again, like, that's fine, but it's if you get stuck in the cycle of like constantly thinking about that kind of shit, then you're going to end up seeing the relationship with rose-colored glasses on, and you're going to fucking romanticize it. And it's fucking so bad. So bad.
It is a bad thing to do, because I feel like you handpick those moments,
Mm-hmm.
and
You fucking cherry pick those moments.
Cherry pick them, and it makes you feel like that was like your ultimate happiness there, and that you kind of lost this thing.
Yeah,
and
it ended.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And it's like, well, no, it's not, because it's done. Like, I know, sorry, I interrupted you then. What were you going to say?
No, it's just that like you close yourself off from all those other things that are like, this is not the person for you. This is not the person that you're supposed to be with, you know? And there are so many other factors, and they come from all over. And like, it just really stops you from seeing that. You really have to force yourself to go back to like, oh shit, okay, this is not the love that I wanted. It's the love that I accepted at the time, and there were some really, really good times within that where I felt really special, and we had this deep connection. But at the end of the day, you have to come back to that. Overall, I was not shown love in the way that I wanted love. And that's the big thing. Deserve it. And you can actually get the love that you deserve and that you want. I feel like the big trap that I fell into was that it comes back to that conformity thing, which I really resonated with at the start when you were saying conforming to certain things in relationships, where like I didn't like progressively through the relationships that I had. The first relationship I had, I was 19 and the guy was like 26, and I just thought this is the dynamic that all relationships are like. And I just thought that that's how it was, and I conformed to accepting that type of love and accepting that kind of dynamic in that relationship and that kind of affection and that kind of treatment, because I thought that that's what I had to deal with. And you just have to be okay with that, even though you might want this person to be more open, you might want this person to be more considerate. That's not going to happen. This is just how it is, and you're going to get used to that, and you're going to be okay with that. And it wasn't until someone else came along and showed me love that was closer to what I wanted that I was like, oh shit, this exists, and I can actually have it. Yeah. And that's when, and again, it happened to the next relationship and so on and so forth, that like, you can actually have the love that you want. You can do that, but it's so hard to accept that. And even me looking back on my last relationship, there's so much of it that I'm like, oh, we're just not good for each other. And it's not even that, like, it's not the kind of love that I wanted him to give me, even though there are some ways that it was, but like, I was not the kind of love that he deserved either. Like, I was just not, I brought so much shit into that relationship, and I saw him break so many times because of the shit that I did, because we were just not showing love in the way that we both wanted to be loved. And yeah, but it's hard to remember that when there are so many good times. There are so many times where I felt like this is everything that I could ever want, you know?
Yeah. I think though it's funny because obviously we've had completely different experiences when it comes to relationships. Like, I don't think, like, I've had good times in my relationships, obviously, but I don't think I've had anywhere near as many good times as like you have from what we've talked like privately about our relationships. And yet we still do the same thing, like when it comes to them being over, like regardless of how many good times you do have, once you let down your walls to that, like that certain point, like you're gonna want to like put a like you're it's almost like it's automatic for us as human beings to like for our brains to like put a different spin on it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that they just, I don't know, is that then conditioning is the wrong word, but is that us then kind of like repressing and recreating the memory in a weird way?
Definitely. 100%. I reckon that's exactly what we're fucking doing.
Amazing. I'm gonna pour myself more wine because I finished my cocktails, which were, by the way, slightly happier note, leftovers from the amazing couple that I went to their wedding for yesterday. And there was, before anyone again ats me for like breaking social distancing, there were 5 people at this wedding. The bride and the groom, me as a witness, another girl as a witness who was also the photographer, and the celebrant. Everyone else who was there on a Zoom meeting. So no one needs to at me. We all stayed 1.5 meters away from each other.
Except for the
except
bride
obviously
and the
the bride
groom,
and the groom.
They're allowed to. Significant others are allowed to do that. So,
and it was so fucking cute. And we didn't finish all of the cocktails, so that's what I was drinking before. And they were provided by Good Love in St. Kilda, which is an amazing bar, which you should all get fucking home delivery from.
Bar and restaurant.
Fucking awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you remember how good those fucking espresso martinis are.
Espresso martinis with the coconut cream on top, like the coconut whipped cream.
Yeah, yeah, so good.
Oh, good. I can't wait. I've got a whole list of places that I want to go after lockdown, and Good Love is right up there in the top 3. Like, I just want to go everywhere. Good Love is definitely my favorite vegan place in St. Kilda, and there's a lot of vegan places in St. Kilda. I know I'm talking so much smack right now, but I used to be a local. I still consider myself to be a local there because I work there. If I wasn't working from home, but I work in the area.
Well, I mean, Good Love is my favorite.
Yeah.
I also do love Trippy Taco though.
Trippy Taco is good. Trippy Taco is so good. They are good. Getting just a sangria and nachos and hanging out with a girlfriend. Yes.
I remember when I used to live, because the place that I used to live at used to do Trippy Taco delivered to, like, I was just inside of like the route, and me and my ex, funnily enough, used to get Trippy Taco from there so often that they remembered my name when I went in and ordered food with you, which was like, we used to literally get like 2 burritos, a nachos, and Trippy fries with like extra seasoning at least like twice a week.
It's so good. It's the people that are avid followers, you would have seen photos of Luna and I eating food in our promo stuff, and that's all at Trippy Taco.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Good stuff. We need to go to Good Love and get more promo photos after lockdown.
Absolutely. Yeah. That can happen. Yeah.
It seems like the cool kind of place. We can just pick like one of those inside corners or be like on the outside as well, and they can sponsor the pod. We have to do really well, get really successful, and make them want to sponsor us. We have to hit like 1K really soon, and then we'll do it.
Babe, let's calm down, considering it's like a bar and they can't open.
No, I mean after lockdown. After lockdown. I'm not saying we're doing it now. Well, the whole thing is lockdown after plans. That's the whole topic.
Well, I mean, I mean, let's hope that they're still there, though. Like, I mean, it's not just good
I'm
love,
already
but like,
manifesting that good love's going to be there. I'm not really fussed about everyone else. And you know my manifesting powers. As soon as I've said it, you know I'm going to detach from it. And that is key. That is key, all right? So go tell the people of good love I got their back. Me and the universe got their back. That's sweet. That, and we're going to be typing them up so much over the pod while we're in lockdown that there's just going to be an army of vegans running to good love as soon as we're going to be there. We'll do a meet and greet, you know?
oh my God, that'd be so cute.
That'd be fun.
Fucking hell.
It's just going to be you and me drinking coconut
Yeah.
martinis. It's just going to be over there.
With like a sign at the front that says Blahdidah written on like a fucking napkin.
Weeping into our food. Alright, it's cool.
Oh, good fucking Lord. And then we'll go to Luna Park after and try not to throw up after
I was
all
about
the
to
fucking
say,
KFC
try not to
salad.
throw up. Yeah. Ooh,
Yum.
delicious.
Yum. I had good love for dinner. I got their food delivered. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
It was fucking delicious.
So they're delivering still.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So many places are actually delivering at the moment. Like, if you
I see them.
If you truly support your local, like, you should 100% get food delivered. Like, I'm not trying to be like that person.
I'm getting thicker. I'm getting thicker. Just, you know, doing my bit, you know, supporting the locals.
Well, it actually kind of upsets me though, because like I'll see people going out and they'll be like getting their fucking KFC and their Maccas, and it's like, that's like not. I personally don't eat that for reasons, but like, if that's cool, but then are you going to be the same people bitching about the fact that your favorite Italian restaurant is now no longer open after lockdown? Like, it's going to cost you maybe like $5-10 more for you to go there.
Totally.
And like, if you've got a car, you can just drive there and pick it up. You don't have to pay the delivery fee.
It's better. It's better if you can go pick it up. Uber Eats takes so much of a cut. I always try and go on one of the other apps because Uber's just too much.
Uber's stupid. And apparently they're not even like doing like driving at the moment either.
Yeah,
even
they're
for,
doing
like essential workers.
Yeah, or I know that they're doing like parcel drop-offs. Like if you've got something that you want to deliver to someone, you can drop that off. That's
seriously?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll drop you off some Butterball.
Yay! Thank you.
I'm not drinking that tonight though.
What are you drinking tonight?
This is what I'm drinking. It was on sale.
Farmhand, yes? That's what it says? Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the label.
Organic Chardonnay. It reminds me of the palm reading things.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, that's cute. And then they had a red as well, which I'm going to try too. But organic, vegan friendly. And it was only $14, which...
Yes! I'm about that. Yes.
BWS, my dudes. BWS.
BWS.
Although I do, generally speaking, prefer Dan Murphy's because I'm a cheap bitch. But BWS is within walking distance of my house, so...
I'm all about the walking distance. I'm all
absolutely.
about it. And then, I'll stand there for ages because I had no game plan going in. It's purely cost-based for me. And, spur of the moment. I'm drinking, lower carb ciders right now because that's what I feel like drinking. I also have, a bottle...
What brand?
Strongbow. They're fine. You know what I like about these is that they haven't given me a headache, and I drank a bunch last night as well. I also really like... No, I just had another Zoom hang, that's all. And Zoom hangs in lockdown just are so much more fun when we're all getting drunk. It's true. It's true. It's either I'm getting drunk or I'm watching movies. And when I'm watching movies, it's just kind of like it's just a person there to like talk to occasionally while the movie's going.
Why would you watch a movie with someone on Zoom?
Because
Like,
it's,
how do you do that? Do you
well,
like watch it on your own screen, or do you
yeah.
like watch it on a shared screen?
So
But then what if you're up to different parts?
The way that I've got this down with my best friend is I know Netflix
Who isn't
Party.
me?
No, not you. You're one of my best friends, a different best friend. A boy best friend.
Oh, there we go. That's fine.
Yeah, as long as it's not another girl best friend, then it's
You
fine.
made such a big deal, okay, for so long about me being your only girl best friend, and now, well, like, one of your like few female best friends, and now I'm like seeing all these photos of you like hanging out with your girlfriend.
What photos?
Fucking Zoom. On Instagram, you put it on your story, and like
that was me and a student. That was me with a student.
There was another one where, see, I'm not a jealous girlfriend. I'm a jealous best friend.
Okay, I swear to God, you are my best girlfriend. You're it.
You put. Really?
Yes. I don't have anyone else. That's my thing. Like I've got the girl that I made my dating apps with, and we talk occasionally, and I love her so much. But I know I'm not her best friend. She's not my closest best friend. Like she's got her friends up in Queensland. I've got my friends here in Melbourne, and I love her dearly so much. But and we're very close and there for each other, but it's not like I've got some goss and I just need to send a lame ass video to Luna right now about what's going on with me and rant. It's not that, you know.
See, I'm so possessive over my friends. Like honestly, like relationships now, I'm just like, you know what? You do whatever you need to do. But
me and only
me.
Yeah.
But like my GFs, you like spend time with like another female or like another person as consistently as you have spent with me, or like what appears to be as consistently, and I'm like, who is she? Where does she live?
Who is this bitch?
What's her number?
You're probably more jealous of your girlfriends hanging out with other girlfriends than you are with your boyfriends hanging out with girls. You're like, oh, that's cool.
100%. 100%. 100%.
You have so many girlfriends. You have countless. You've got Miss Eshe. You've got Miss Newly Married. You've got
Mrs.
Newly Married. I wasn't sure if she was gonna do the Ms. or the Mrs. I don't know.
No,
and then
she's doing the Mrs. and she took his name too. It's fucking adorable.
Amazing.
She was just like, I can now switch my name on Facebook literally as soon as the wedding was.
That is so gorgeous.
Too cute. There's
then
it's disgusting.
You've got the amazing, beautiful gal that I met at your party who came to the gig, and then you've got the other beautiful gal who is legitimately one of the true loves of my life. Like, you've got all these girlfriends. I don't know where the fuck you get off being like, who's this one person you posted on your story? That's cool though. That's chill.
I just love you a lot, okay? I love you all a lot.
Too. I love the attention and it makes me feel special. And I get where you're coming from, so I'm just gonna take it all as a compliment.
Do you know what makes it worse though? Like I do it with all of you. Like I love you all so much.
But you're such a fucking hypocrite because you just got all these girlfriends. See, before we started this podcast, we were talking about like how I am with love. And I'm just like, I want to give my love to everyone. I want my love to spread far and wide. But love towards me, these people that I love are only allowed to love me. I don't have to love exclusively. They have to love me exclusively. And you're just like, Dad, that's so dumb.
No.
Is it different? Is it different though? Is it different? Because I don't feel like it's different.
Because I can love a partner.
It's not different though.
in like a romantic sense, and like not have an issue with them like being with other people, as long as I'm the person that they come home to at the end of the day. Like, it is what, and I know that sounds fucked up to like a lot of people, but
that sounds fine. What I'm not okay with is you like being the other way with your friends. You know?
I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. But I mean, I don't fucking make any logical sense. So what do you want from me? What do you expect?
I want nothing from you. I'm just saying.
Hi, my name is Luna. I'm a
I love it. I love it because then I at least feel like I got this thing. You know, I got this thing where this is how I feel about it. You got your shit
together.
No, I've got this thing where like this is what I want, and it's so unrealistic for me to expect it, but it's essentially what I want, and you can lord it over like that's not a thing, but deep down you're exactly the fucking same, just in a slightly different way, and it's just like, see,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. Okay.
So has anyone noticed what was that?
We're at 2 hours. Go on. Has anyone noticed?
2 hours. I was just gonna say, has anyone noticed how beautiful you look right now?
I have been noticing it all night, but thank you for validating. We're all about validation here. And while we're
all about the validating.
Luna, you are looking stunning. But I told you that before it started. I'm gonna reinforce again. Your hair, this, it's all fucking fantastic. Yeah, pop it, pop that. That bit of lip. Oh, I love it. And for the 2 viewers who have made it to this point of this episode, you are the most beautiful, physically, mentally, emotionally perfect people.
We love you. Hashtag not sponsored by Fenty Beauty.
Oh my God, Rihanna.
What in the shade Fenty Glow? I think that's what it says. I don't know. I'm not a beauty guru. Maybe I should be.
You should add. You are a beauty guru. You're a booty guru, is what you are.
A booty guru.
You're a booty guru.
No. And also my hair is only like this because the other lovely bridesmaid who was at Alana's cut the other lovely bridesmaid who was at the wedding that I went to yesterday curled my hair for me, so it's like leftover curls.
That's amazing. I keep thinking to myself, I'm going to do something with my hair. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to either straighten it or I'm going to actually learn how to curl it. And we're like, how many weeks into lockdown now? Still haven't done it. Still haven't done shit to it. It's fine. I'll get it. I tried
to pin curl my hair the other day, but it didn't work. I think it's too long for me to like curl it with anything bar heat now. It just does not work. I did it like, in the I did like the little twisty things when it was wet and like bobby pin them and like blow dry it, and then it just turned into a massive fuzz ball. So
fun. That's fun. That can be fun though.
No. No. What would you do to your hair?
I would curl it. I actually want to I feel like it needs another cut. It needs more layers in there. It's just way too thick right now. I've been watching a lot of, I don't know his name. I think his name is Brandon. Marlowe or something like that.
Brad Marlowe?
Yeah.
Mondo? Mondo.
Brad Mondo. And his whole thing, I know it's part of his brand, but the whole live your best extra life.
You love that.
I love that. It reminds me so much of my friend Mo, who is just fucking, it's so much fun to just do shit that's fun. And it's the whole reason why I'm so into ghosts and aliens, because it's more fun to think that they exist than to think that they don't. Once you decide that reality doesn't involve aliens or ghosts, your world gets real dull real fast. But going down that rabbit hole, fucking so much fun. I'm just open for it. Let's go with it. It makes my existence more enjoyable. And my little sister, who is 15 and who is like essentially homeschooling now, she goes to an all-girl Catholic school where they're really strict about uniform and whatever. She decided to dye her hair pink. And it is fucking incredible. She is so cute, and she's looking so fucking fly. She's wearing her little beanie, and she's doing her eyeliner, and she's got the pink hair. She's got her necklaces, and she's taking photos, and she's feeling herself. Full makeover. Looks like a different person. And I'm just like, damn. I kind of want to do something, but I'm not into, I'm so low, you know me, I'm so low maintenance with that stuff. I feel like I'm ready to do something different. I need to do something with this. I'm craving it. I'm dreaming about it.
Do you know what you should do?
What should I do?
You should get some wigs.
But okay, so my hair is so thick already. Like I can't even deal with how much hair I already have. I know they're hot.
I mean, look, I personally don't think they're that uncomfortable, but then I'm also been wearing like 6-inch stilettos for more of my life than I have been wearing flat shoes. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about like comfortability and like, because, you know, my life motto is beauty is pain. But I mean,
maybe if I just set myself goals, you know, like every day wear my hair differently, and it can't be like a back and forth between two things, but it's just going to be like every day just do something, and every week learn like a different thing to do or try something else.
What time do you get up for work in the morning?
Usually like it's
like what time do you start?
I'll start work at like 3:30. Like I got time. That time is usually like I get up or go for a workout when I finally have to go for a workout, and then I'll like get the top half of myself ready.
Like a schedule for your day.
Yeah.
You should get up at like 9, go for whatever kind of workout you do.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, set aside like 5 to 10 minutes to like find some kind of funky updo that you want to do with your hair. And then, sorry, I made you go on.
Yeah.
and then spend the rest of the time before your work day doing that to your hair. And so then you can give yourself enough time to like play around with it, edit it if you want, and then have it up in whatever way that you want it, or like styled in whatever way that you want it, as you're like eating your lunch or breakfast or whatever, and picking your outfit. And so then if you do like, I don't know, like fucking Baby Spice pigtails with like pom-pom things in your hair, then you can pick like an outfit that like goes with that. And so then you're incorporating like that other shit that you were talking about before, like taking back your femininity.
I think I
don't know.
No, I agree, because I do have a routine, and it's like wake up at 7 and then I'll go work out. And like me working out to the time I am ready to work, like that time that takes me to shower and eat immediately after I work out and all that kind of stuff, it will usually take me about a 3-hour gap. And I don't want to work out when I wake up in the morning, so I'll fuck around until I have to, and then I'll have the 3 hours. But you're right, I just need to move that up, so I give myself a bit more time. But I think that what you're talking about, because I'd style myself when I do like the high space buns and the low space buns, and like I need to do more. I need to incorporate braids. I need to like just do all the stuff. And what you're talking about, like those little accessories to like stylize with my outfits, I need to shop. I need to buy things to put in my hair.
$2
I can. I need to, and I do need to. That's the thing. I think that's part of it. I need to do some online shopping. Speaking of which, though, like I bought 3 tapestries, and one of them has arrived. and I bought them a month ago. Like, that's just wish, you know? It'll take like a year to get there. You sleepy boo. It's time to go. It's time to go soon.
I feel like it is. Wait, how much more of your cider have you got to drink? Because this is how much more of my wine.
All right, let's finish the drinks. I'm gonna have to finish this though. I can like sit on my phone, finishing my cider.
I mean, I have to work tomorrow. But
when you finish your drink, that's when we're gonna go.
Little Miss Essential, but
I love it. You are essential.
Like, I love being essential, but I also like, and I mean, I know it's horrible to complain. Like, I know.
Do it.
Because I'm so blessed that I have a job. But I just because I have a job right now, and I'm thankful for having a job, doesn't mean that it makes having a job any more enjoyable. Because, like, no matter how much your job is a good job, there are always going to be those days where you wish you didn't have a job and you were at an island beach in Fiji or like Bora Bora or something like that. And like, I still get those days. I would still much rather be at a beach at Bora Bora getting a tan. And you all know, you can see how white I am. I don't tan.
You are a very fair person.
But like, I don't know.
Work is hard. Work is hard.
It is.
But money
and
is
it's hard for everyone. Yeah. And how bad is that? Like, that
it's
how
awful.
money is so essential.
It's absolutely awful. It's black magic used to enslave and control us. But it's actually how I feel about it. That's legitimately my thoughts on it. And we can go deep diving into that at another podcast. Cool. It is just awful.
We'll add black magic money onto the list of topics that we can talk about. Also, because hopefully by now, like as you said, we've obviously reached like peak fandom with our pods.
Yes.
So for all 2.5 people who are still watching because
we love you.
We love you sincerely. Is there anything that you would like us to discuss, talk about? I mean, we do just talk about a whole heap of random shit, obviously, but that's kind of why we wanted to do this. It wasn't like supposed to be like, we're a podcast and we're going to talk about like life issues. Like, that's amazing that some people do that, but realistically, we just want to have a fucking jam.
Yes.
And like have a conversation with words.
We have zero agenda. No agenda whatsoever.
None. Zero. We just want to drink wine and cider in your case, and cocktails in the case before, and enjoy each other's company. And we were gonna do this maybe a little bit more structured before lockdown happened. But then lockdown happened, and so now you have to put up with shitty video quality and shitty sound quality until we get our act together enough to get some better equipment.
This is it. We'll make do.
At least these videos are going to be edited now. Better.
I get it, Lena. I get what you're saying.
No, because like, I can't fucking edit them.
I'll do it. No, I'm going to do it. I'll spend the remainder of the day that I have tomorrow doing it.
Also, if there is a hold up with things being uploaded, it's not because Jan isn't good at editing. It's because she's literally the only one editing, because I don't know how to fucking work technology. Like, I think, again, we've talked about this briefly before, but like the first time we tried to do a Zoom thing, it literally took me half an hour to find where the join audio button was at the bottom of the fucking screen on my phone. So I may be in my 20s, but that doesn't mean that I'm good with technology. If anything, it makes me fucking horrible with technology. And am I the only one like this?
No, you're not. I'm sure that you are not. But what would be cool is people tell us like what you want us to talk about. If there's any topics that you want us to talk about, or you think that we might have a perspective on it that we might share with you, and you want to feel like, yeah, they agree or disagree. Also, it would be cool maybe one day to do like a AMA. You got questions for us? Let us know. Accumulate some questions, and we'll do a whole video that's just answering questions of yours if you have any.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be fun.
Do you know what we should do one day too?
What?
This is going to be after lockdown though, when I have my eyebrows done.
Okay. Specific. All right.
Yeah. We should do like get ready with me thing on the podcast.
We should do that even with like this. It doesn't have to be after lockdown. We can do a get ready with me.
Yes, it does. Because
and it'll
I
just
don't
be
have
like
eyebrows.
No,
I
you do
not.
it.
This I will no.
Do it.
No.
And then what we'll do is it'll be like a 3-hour long podcast, and it'll be me done in 10 minutes just sitting here watching you do it the rest of the 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a bad suggestion.
No, it's a great suggestion. You can, how about like you can be giving me a makeup tutorial. We will be a makeup tutorial, but it'll be IRL, you know, and I can like, you have to tell me what to do. And I'll just
instruct you what to do on your face.
Exactly.
Ooh.
You got to keep in mind though that a lot of white girls have had to try and do my makeup. My eyes are different shapes than yours.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. But that would make it actually better, I think, than me actually doing your makeup. Because like I can give you I can like show you photos and like give you an idea about like what I would do on my eyes. But then based off the photo and then what I do on my eyes, you'd be able to like do it differently on yours. I don't know.
I'm down. I'm willing to learn. That's what I'm all about. I'm jump in.
And then we're also going to make you a Tinder profile too, unless you've already made that.
I have not made a Tinder profile.
Good.
I've been warned against it. I know that they've got that whole passport thing and you can talk to people from different countries right now.
Yeah.
But, I haven't been spending a lot of time on the apps lately, so stop it.
Neither have I, so I'll go on like every now and then.
And
I'll have like a conversation with like one person. And by conversation,
it's
I'll
just
say
responding,
like 2 things,
isn't it? Yeah, you're just responding.
Yeah. And then they'll like ask me a question and I'll be like, I can't be bothered answering this now. And then I look back at it in 3 weeks' time and I'm like, oh shit, probably should have replied to that. Oh well, that's fine. Whatever. Shit happens.
Yeah. I like Hinge gives me notifications every time that someone's matched me, and every time I go on, it's literally just to see who wanted to match with me and miss me going through and like not matching with them. That's it. That's the height of me interacting with my apps right now.
Well, see, I don't have Hinge or Bumble.
Bumble's actually trash. Don't do it. Talked to my best friend about Bumble as well, who's a guy, and he's just like, it just gets nowhere. I've never had a very long, it's just not, it's not good.
Interesting. Well, on the episode that I make you a Tinder, you should make me a Hinge.
Yes, I'm so down. And then we'll do the thing where we could like control what the other person says. And that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We gags.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so up for that.
I'm fucking terrified, but yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh yeah, out of control. Like you get to pick who you match with. I just get to control what you say to them.
No, you get to pick everything.
No, the profile, but you get no, I'm not gonna like force you to match with someone that like you are not into. Like,
oh, that's true.
That's weird. I was like,
yeah.
Or maybe it'll just be
so badly.
We'll play it like boys do, where it's a numbers game and just match with everyone.
No.
No, not down.
I feel like that's so dangerous for girls, though.
Yes.
Because, like, I mean, I don't know. On my Tinder, I've got some, like, weird-ass comment that's like, I like cuddles, but gifts are great too. Like, just as a fucking joke, okay? It's a joke before, again, anyone asks me. Like, I just make jokes like that all the time. That's just me as a human being. And this one guy who I matched with, I don't even know how I matched with him because he does not look like the type of person that I would match with. Anyway, he messaged me and was like, hey, how you going? I didn't reply. He messaged me again like a week later being like, hi, Luna. And I just didn't reply. And then he's like, geez, you don't talk much, do you? Have you gotten any gifts off this app yet? And I was like,
stop. Give up at that point.
You must not have that many matches if you can like consistently like bug me.
Yeah.
Well, like, not even bug me, but like continuously message me on 3 separate occasions across the span of 3 weeks. Like, have you not got anything better to do with your time? But then again, it is also isolation. But this did happen before isolation. So yeah, that's pretty fucking sad, in my opinion.
I don't understand people. Like, it happens to me on my Danzy page as well, where some people like, hey, hi, and they just keep trying weeks later, like they're gonna get a response out of me. It's like, that's just
and it's like, you're so rude for not responding to my message. It's like, you message me. I have a choice whether I want to reply. I don't want to reply.
After the 3rd or 4th time, no, get a clue. Like, it's just not.
Absolutely.
And if you can't figure that out, that's not my fault that you're thick. Shit. How we going with the wine, girl? I'm gonna finish this cider before you finish the wine.
Everyone can see my ring light.
The ring light, yeah.
My face doesn't naturally look like this.
Your face does naturally look like that. Your face is amazing.
Do you know what's bizarre? Having someone interested in you when they like you without makeup on. Never had that before.
Yeah?
It's fucking weird. I have no eyebrows. Like, that in itself terrifies the shit out of me when I wake up in the morning.
Do you actually not have eyebrow hair? Is that a thing? Do you shave it off?
No, so I have really eyebrow hair.
Yeah.
But it's really light and it's like trimmed. Like, it basically is just a line. Like, I don't know if you can see. This is probably not a very good angle. But like, if you can like see where my eyebrow is, and then below that you can see like where I've like cut it. Because otherwise I have John Howard eyebrows.
Really?
Which is not a cute look. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know who John Howard is, you should Google him and check out those sick brows.
Google him. Just get some Google images. You don't really need to know anything else about him. Not super interesting, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty bad premise, but I mean, yeah. Eyebrows are cute. I have those. Thank you to my mother for giving me those genes. Really appreciate it. At least I didn't get my dad's nose, though. That was a blessing.
Great. You have a great nose. Work it. Lovely nose.
Good nose, shit eyebrows. Nah. I think that's
you work with what you got, you know? You just take it.
And I mean, getting my eyebrows tattooed is going to be way cheaper than getting a nose job, so.
Make sure you're careful where you get those done. Sometimes they turn out, they can go blue, you know?
That was like 90s eyebrows, babe.
Yeah,
the way that they're done now is like a completely different technique.
Yeah,
and it's
I
a
know,
completely different
but
type of ink.
Still like, okay, it still freaks me out. Tattoos can go bad. And that's just because I'm not a fan of how my tattoos have aged either.
Well, how old were you when you got yours done?
My tattoos. I was 20.
When did you get them done?
Set up a place. I just walked in and I was like, I want this right now. I was dumb. I should have done research. I'd learned a lot about how to get tattoos, and they're small enough, and like I can get them fixed and touched up and changed so that all of those are like done. They're not like huge pieces that I decided to go in just like get this done on me by whoever, you know.
If an artist, anyone out there ever goes into a tattoo studio and it's like, hey, I want to get my full back done today, or like I want to get a sleeve done today, and the tattoo artist says yes, you walk out of that store. You do not agree to that. Like that is, I mean, there are some artists that would do it and wouldn't do it badly, but that's a lot of fucking ink that's going into your body that is going to be on your body forever. Do you just want to get that all done in one day? Or do you want it to like settle into your skin properly over a period of time and not react? And just, I don't know.
Yeah.
People are dumb when it comes to tattoos.
Ready to get more tattoos though. I'm so ready for it. Oh, there's something I need to tell you after the pod. I've realized that I needed to tell you this before and everyone needs to remember it. I'm so sorry, everyone who is watching that doesn't get this information. It just does not pertain to you and it's too personal. And I'm so sorry that I only remembered it, but I know I'm going to forget it if I don't acknowledge it now. There's something I need to tell you. Talk to you about. But yes, tattoos. Tattoos
Cool.
will be gotten and done.
Gotten done? Are you getting my face? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm not. I want to
get.
Yeah, where?
You should get my face tattooed on you.
I'll get it on my thigh. I'll get a thigh piece, and it'll be a girl.
I was gonna say like a half sleeve.
Like a half sleeve here. I want to get like a sleeve overall somewhere. So I want to get this all done. I want to get my tarot cards. I want to get the tower. I want to get the High Priestess and the World of Fortune. You know how I am with the tower. I was doing a reading last night and I was like, let's read me. The first card that came out was the tower. And I'm like, here we are. Here we go. Me and the tower are so close. I used to think that was like the bad card. And I guess technically it is. But I'm so tight with the tower right now. I'm just like, it's
not that bad.
No, it's great. It's me now.
It could be worse. It could be Three of Swords.
Three of Swords is pretty tragic of a card. Any of the swords, like the 10 or the 8, where it's just like fucking
Swords just hurt, man.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of swords tattooed on me.
The Knight of Swords is good, you know? And like the King and the Queen, they're chill. There's so many positives to that, you know?
Yeah. There's so many. Yeah. I don't know. Wands are tricky.
What? Libra is.
How do you feel about?
Go on.
How do you feel about wands?
Wands are good, but wands are the fire signs, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah. And wands are the start of the cycle because it goes like wands, swords, cups, pentacles. Yeah, like that's the cycle of the suits. And the way that I kind of perceive how they work is like that initial like thought of creation and idea, that's being wands, moving forward into like action, which is the swords, and also like really direct bluntness and all of that kind of stuff, and communication, moving on into like nourishment and emotion, and then that ends up with that end result, which is like final design or product or finances or whatever. So that's where I see the flow coming from idea, moving through the suits into pentacles. So I see it a lot as potential, and I see it a lot as good messages as well, but I have difficulty myself with the word like potential, and that's just so associated with wands for me, that like I just feel like it's just this stagnant thing in my mind. I want to be more than that, but that's how I feel about wands. Why do you ask? How do you feel about wands? How do you feel about wands?
Wands are a really tricky one for me. Similar to coins, actually. Or coins, pentacles, whichever way you want to look at it. Like, I feel like I relate the most to swords, but I like the results I get better from coins, even though slash pentacles, even though I find them the hardest to read. Yeah, I think wands, I don't know. I'm indifferent. I'm really indifferent about them. But every time I get a coin or a fucking pentacle in my reading, like, it like throws me the fuck off. Always. And I don't know why.
I love them. I love them.
Puts me in a spin.
Yeah. I love all the suits. I think the wands is definitely I'm most indifferent about them.
Mm.
The other ones I'm like, y'all are necessary.
We need you.
Yes.
Is this getting back to potentially you and your relationship with fire signs?
Actually, totally. Hey, shit. Oh my God, I can't even remember. Like, I remember what my last boyfriend was, and he was a fire sign. I can't for the life of me remember what my other boyfriends were.
I remember what all of my partner's signs were.
I wasn't into that shit back then, and I can't remember their birthdays.
I remember their birthdays, but I remember all their signs. And by partners, I don't mean like boyfriends. I mean like people that I was like involved with intimately.
Yeah.
95% of them I all remember. Besides Cancer, what was your worst one? Like in terms of star sign that you've been like involved with?
Oh, involved with? I've been through this, Sagittarius. And it's because we just don't gel. It's just not, Pisces and Sagittarius is not a thing.
Is it like a personal experience, or is that
it's just a personal thing, but I think it's also just that like there are a lot of signs that are like this and a lot of people that are like this, and it could like relate to people as well, like taking the signs away. But Pisces and me and how I identify myself, I'm such a ride or die. I am 1 million% in. If you are going to be that person, you just become my entire world, and I want the best for you, and I want to work the hardest just to achieve your dreams with you, and I expect the same level of commitment towards me, you know, which is amazing and wonderful.
And Saggies can't give that to you.
They want their freedom. They are not into that level of commitment, and they just want to do a bunch of different things, and they want to do it on their own, and they just want to roam around and do all their crazy shit. So I'm not saying that like Saggies are bad at all. I don't think that they are. They just don't romantically gel with Pisces. I think they're looking for different things in that relationship, and that's why it's not a good. It just took me a while to realize that that's just not a thing that's going to happen, and I learned a lot in that process, and now I'm just like, no.
No, that's true.
So it's not like, they're fun, they're party animals. I'm sure I'd love to have a million Sagittarius friends, and I do have so many Sagittarius friends who are awesome and they're such good people, but like, it's just romantic.
They're not your ride or die.
No, they're not anyone's fucking ride or die. Like, maybe they are, but not for me.
Yeah.
No. I need a ride or die. I need a fucking romantic, you know? Someone who can keep up with me.
I can keep up with you, boo.
Oh my gosh. Let's do it. Let's run away. Let's run away together.
Yeah, when isolation's over, because
you and me,
I can't
straight
afford
to
the
Vegas.
fine right now, babe.
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely. Viva Las Vegas. Anyway. Let's go book our flights now, because my wine's done.
Oh my gosh, the wine's done.
Next time you see us, if quarantine's over, we may or may not be in Vegas. Otherwise, we'll be right here.
I can't wait for our Vegas episode. Like, we talk smack about it, and it's going to be like this Easter egg when we finally do it. It's going to be like, yes, they made it to Vegas. I love
you
that.
thought we were kidding.
Not for a second. Not for a second.
Absolutely not. I'm just not going anywhere where there's fucking quarantine COVID shit right now.
That's it.
Anyway,
we should just actually go to Vegas though. So I've been dreaming of America. Well, you know what? We're gonna finish it off. We'll talk about all of our dreams of going to America next time. And
yes.
the blood black magic money. Bye.
Bye.